Welcome back to Stationeers, and I had a fairly good response after last episode. Lots of people suggesting stuff for the hydroponics, which we're just about to do. Well, really should put a stacker here, which reminds me, we're about to get a spare stacker, so just give me a second or two. I'm just going to get a few of these shoots going, and then we'll get that going as well. So, the bugs have now been fixed with the automated hydroponics, or it looks like it from the patch notes anyway, and we'll see whether that actually turns into actual fixes or not. Let's just get, I don't know, maybe 2 more of these. So yeah, remember the previous problem was whenever we were planting something with logic or basically importing stuff into the automated hydroponics, it just wouldn't initialize until you reloaded the game. And that's something that we now should be able to solve. So let's just cycle to the interior. Did you get some people saying we should put more active vents in here to make it faster? Yes, I think I will do that probably today, actually. Maybe I'll remove this glass roof as it's no longer used, and that should make things a lot quicker getting through here. Okay, so what have we got to do first of all? Well, it turns out that when you harvest these plants, they always harvest one at a time, it looks like, so I shouldn't need this stacker. This was largely to guard against that problem. That if this happened, then we'd need to basically separate the stacks. So we can take that out, so this becomes a lot cheaper. And let me just grab this one, actually. In fact, I'm going to just put this away for now. If I don't remember, if I don't forget that I've dropped it there. I could move everything back in towards this to make it more compact now, but I don't think I'm going to do that just yet. Just in case, I have to change this again later. So for the time being, I'm just going to take out these 2 corners here and then just replace this with a corner running that way and a corner running this way. And then a window and another window. There we go. So nice and clean. Now I've removed this last section. I'm not sure if I actually mentioned it in the previous video, but occasionally this door shuts. And when that happens, or at least when it was in a bug state, the stuff would just pile into here and stop. So and I'm sorry, I've seen this on Reddit and I think it's hilarious, and I think it just has to be done. So you'll get what I mean in a second. So if I just I'm going to need to take this piece out, okay, and let's just get that. Some of you may know what I'm actually talking about. Whoops! Oh no! Oh no! Yeah. Did the plant just fall down the other side? It did. Okay, that's fine. Because this thing is working now, by the way, just in case you were wondering. This is fine. We've got this gas canister here, so let me just put that in here, and it's starting to grow. Good. All right, so what was I going to do? So what we're going to do here is I was going to consider a junction, and if I just rotate this with V, I want to have it coming from the bottom going right. There we go. You may wonder what that's there for. It's there for, let me just drop this and collapse these. It's there because if this door is shut, we want to recycle. So there's a brute force method where we can just essentially put an inlet and face this correct way. There we go. Although maybe it needs to be one lower. Can we actually put chutes? We can. Yep, there we go. So we can put a chute like that, and then a corner. And if this is ever shut, it will recycle and fire it back at the slot again. And hopefully at one point, the slot will open just in case that happens. So I find it hilarious. We'll see if that actually needs to be done at some point in the future. However, for now, we're at growth stage 1. We've got, let me just grab my tablet. Tablet now. So we've got only a little bit of O2, and I'm just wondering whether it actually is going back into this by default or if it actually is going into the air. We've got a very small amount in the air, so let's just monitor those figures. You've seen them on screen, and when I come back later you'll see how bad or good that is. So we've got H2O there, 169 moles remaining, and now I think everything is done. just to show you the program. Oh, and we can actually lose these. We just have to put a couple of lines of code in there to actually do it. I'm not going to do it just yet, but bear in mind you can load from a slot. I think it's like L space S and then the item itself. So in this case, the automated hydroponics, which was on was it there? Yeah, it's on D5. So we can load those values straight from this rather than from these slot readers. Again, I'm not going to bother with it right now. You know, I can always neaten this up later. Remember, after all, once we'll get down to it, I think what I'll probably do is think about moving this circuit right underneath there, and then we'll remove these out, and then technically you can set up parallel setups like that, because it's only one block wide, less than one block wide. And then once we get to, and we've got room for about 3 of those setups in here. Once we get to this point, this stacker will release once it hits, it contains wheat at the moment, but let's just get rid of that. Once it hits 50, it's going to decant into whatever system we want. For example, a nice vending machine. And then we can use sort of a cookery area over here for this. So I think, unfortunately, although I do like the look of this thing, the fact that it has 4 slots is good, but it's just not good enough. I'm afraid that's going to have to go away. The hydroponic station is no longer good enough because it can't be fully automated, and that's what we want in this game. We want full automation for all of the things that we use. Okay, how far through is this? I think I should probably put some more lights in here as well. Even though the plants don't need it, it'll be quite nice. Stage 3. Okay, once this basically hits stage 4, we should see whether this whole thing is working. I would hope that it will, but let's cut forward till that happening. So there it goes, it's going through, and it's not in yet, but you'll see it's circulating. Is that because this is interfering? It may be because this is actually... It's because this is too high and then it never actually makes it into the input slot. So what we'll do is just move that one further down. Let me just grab my tools. There we go. So this is going to have to go one further down, I think, assuming that it actually is even workable. So let's get the that pointing. Which way is it going to go? That way, I think. Yep, there we go. And we'll just grab the rest of these. There we go. And actually, I want to just change those for windowed versions. I do like seeing the stuff go through here. So window, window, corner. And then another window piece. Have we got enough shoots? I do. Good. Junction window. There we go. Okay, I think that's it now. There shouldn't be any need for any more there, I don't think. So that should be working. And you know, it's already essentially working because this is now filled with wheat again. And we should now be planted. We are. So it's at stage 1. Has this changed significantly? Not appreciably. And how about in the room? Nope. So it's going to produce a very, very small amount, it seems, or maybe almost nothing of O2. So I'm not sure if that's actually a bug. But for the moment, this seems pretty stable. Now it's 34 degrees in here, so I need to go and think about the external side of this because I need to basically cool this place down a little more, I think. And the problem at the moment will be that we just don't have enough spare gas available, to a cold gas that is. We only have whatever's currently available, and it's not going to be particularly great. So let me just go and tidy up now. In fact, let's take a few of these things out here that we don't need anymore. So a pipe analyzer, nope, we don't need that. In fact, we don't need that passive vent either, and we may well use that anyway. So let's just get that going. There we go. Okay, and stacker, we may well want that outside. So let's grab that and some chutes and some floor gratings. We'll put the floor. I'll tidy this later. So We'll just put the floor grating back for now. There we go. Again, I will move that computer later. I did remove the one line in here, by the way. I did mention it on the video, I think, on an annotation, but there was a line in here to basically branch. And you don't need to do that. And in fact, there's even a way to get this even shorter. We can just reuse the registers. We don't necessarily have to do what I've done here, but this works perfectly well. And there is a way to loop these yields as well, so I don't need to worry about that. We're not running short of lines, essentially, so that is fine. In here, we should think about putting more active vents. So we're going to need to make more of those, I think. Let's see if I've got enough materials. Maybe if we change this into a T-junction piece, then maybe we should put like 3 of them on the roof, and then we could bring it down to the other side if we wanted to, but let's say 3 of them. And let's see, do I have enough stuff in here for an active vent? Passive? Nope. Definitely need the actives. You in here? Near the top, maybe? Active vent. What do you cost? Iron, gold, and copper. Fine. We've got gold and copper in here. There we go. Copper and gold. All right, and then let's build. Well, it takes 5 each, so we're going to be able to build 3. And do I have enough pipes? 7. That should be enough, I think. And then I've got to figure out if you can actually just put multiple active vents onto it. I think you can, but I need my data disk as well. There we go. So let's get our active vents, and we're going to need to basically get rid of that roof first of all. Can I remember which tool it is? Probably this. Yeah, there we go. There's the window. There's the steel sheets. And we just need to remove the frame. Which one is the frame? Is it the grinder? Yep. Angle grinder, always useful for pretty much any purpose like that. And then we've just got to remove this pipe, which is probably going to cause things to... Oh, that's not too bad. But we will need to connect the cabling up here as well. But let's get the pipe sorted first. And then I'm going to have to figure out how to get that cable up there. Probably over this side and go around or something like that. That way. Up and over. So let's just grab our pipework. And now we want a T-piece of some kind, T-junction. Yeah, pointing backwards. And at that point, we can just go straight back to straights and then corners. Back to straights. Oh, no, actually not straight. We're going to want T-pieces, I think. Yeah, so let's get T-junctions pointing that way. That way. I'm going to need another active vent, aren't I? That sounds like the wheat. Is it passing through? Sounds like it did. We'll go and check in a minute. And let's just actually connect these active vents up to where we want them anyway. And hopefully that worked. I really do hope that worked. Okay, so 3 active vents. And I only need 1 more piece of pipe, so maybe there's just enough in here for that. I need a corner piece, really, if we're going to stay at 3. And there we go. Corner piece. There we go. So now we could move our gas sensor, probably put it there, and that would shortcut this. So let's actually do that. I want the there you go. Yep, the airlock's going to complain now. It's going to go, what have you done? Why? I was working perfectly well, but not fast enough. Do I have any cable? Well, I do, hopefully. Let's just get a junction put in. And then we're going to want more junctions up here. A corner piece. Another corner piece. And that should be that. Did I remember to name these doors? Exterior. Yes, I did. Okay, so we're going to need a data disk. Pop that inside, and now, okay, it knows about an active event. We're going to tell it about a sensor. And then what we also need to do is give it the exterior doors. Sorry, not the exterior doors. We want also the other active vents, so turn those on as well. And that's 4 vents. And now, hopefully, that should be done. Are you going to be faster? It is faster, I'll give you that, but of course it's still trying to pressurize towards 100. And the interior isn't pressurized at 100, so it's sort of wasted. However, it should be faster at exterior stuff, so that's fine. Are you actually planted again? Let's just double check. Yes, you are. You're at stage 2, which means there should be some wheat in here. Yeah, I will stop stop pulling the wheat out of here, but just so that we have that, that's fine. And let's just check, actually, is the wheat still 1 wheat per, bar that we have here? So let's just turn this on and turn all of these on. Why won't you turn on? Has this changed? Or am I just misremembering? It's entirely possible I'm misremembering. Let's just split these up. Okay, and inputs. Okay, that's instant, and we get 5 flour from it. Fair enough. Nope. Let's clear the micro. In fact, yeah, let's try this again. It's been a while since I did this. Okay. How much flour does it need? Is it back up to 50 now? Because if it is 50, then this actually needs 10 wheat per. So let's just see if that bug was resolved. If you put more than 1 wheat in here, it used to just break. Oh, well, used to just produce 1 set of stuff. Nope, now it produces accurate amounts. Okay, so is it 50? Well, we're going to have to test this, I think. That is really... That's a really fast blender. Okay, and we're going to need some more wheat, aren't we? So if it's 5 per, then I'm just going to need 4 more wheat. And since we have something producing constant wheat now, let's just actually get these. So let's split in half, and then split 1, split 1. There we go. And let's process 4 wheat. $20 grams, and that'll produce a cereal bar. Apparently. Oh. Now it'll produce a cereal bar. Okay. That still works, apart from me misremembering how these things work, except that now the recipe is accurate. So you're going to need to put 10 wheat in here per cereal bar. Previously, it was just 1 wheat, and then you get cereal bar out of it. So that's more realistic now, I think. So that's fine. This is going to constantly grow, remember. So it's going to basically outgrow any kind of appetite that we have. But otherwise, I'm fairly happy with that. What else? Did I want to do anything else in here? I should put more lights up, but we don't absolutely need them. But it is nice to have them when we're in here. It's a bit dark otherwise. It depends on my backpack stuff. So let me just see if I can grab some... that's much better at depressurizing anyway. Let me see if I can grab some light kits, and we'll put some lights up in there. Okay, here we are with 3 of the long wall lights up. They look pretty good to me. I think the wall could do with a bit of cladding now, and I think, well, maybe you can tell me in the comments below, what's the best kind of surface for a ceiling? Or at least in your guys' opinion. I think I'm going to see what the cladding looks like, if that's possible. Let's just turn this back on, because it'll be... Well, in fact, no, it's daytime out there, but I'll just turn it on regardless. And I did see something computer controlled that was an instant airlock, but I think that's just basically opening the doors. going in here, I don't think we can. I mean, I can just overload this with active vents, but realistically, it's always until I go to like an advanced airlock or something like that, which we may well do because that will keep this atmosphere separate from what's in there. We can't really do like a custom level without me trying to build a custom airlock again. Yeah, that was in season 1. People may, well, in fact, no, we could probably do it with computer control now, but people would try and lynch me if I think I did that again with electronics. That actually might be doable in a single program, but I'm not going to do it with something like that. Maybe if we had a bigger airlock or something like a large room airlock or something that we want to dump all the air as fast as possible. In any case, where was I? Oh, cladding. Do we have any cladding in here? I thought I did. Okay, there was some in the vending machine and then some more up still on our roof. So I just thought I'd see what this is like, going to look like by comparison if we can actually get this in here. If it will go onto a roof on the interior. That's sort of like, let's rotate that around. It looks like we can. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Let's see what it looks like here. Yeah, pretty seamless. Looks quite modern as well, so I'm kind of in favor of that where possible. And I'm going to need to print some more. It just needs iron and nothing else, and it comes in default in white, which is a nice color for the interior. Oh, that's going to bother me. It's a nice color for the interior in general. I'm not sure about the walls. Again, maybe you guys can comment further and we'll fill out the walls. I do quite like the grating for the floors. You can see through it, at least to see where I've gone with my various cables and such. How much more wheat have we got so far while I've been running around? Another couple of wheat. Okay. So it's not excessive, but it is constant. So there is that while you're actually playing. I did hear it going a couple more times. That's about to finish again. Yeah. And yeah, I thought I would show you the improvements to the program just so it makes it a little bit easier. I've removed all the yields because I had the yields in just in case the animation of this thing was going to cause any problems. So I wanted to leave a certain amount of time between trying to do different things, but it seems to be fine. So you'll just leave it at 1 yield, and that shouldn't be a problem. So let's just edit this again. You'll see what I mean. So I can just delete the 2 of these now. I don't actually need these lines at all. So let's just get rid of eye growth and eye quantity. Okay, get rid of all of those. Okay, and let me just confirm and export that. There we go. Yep, no errors. So instead of loading, we're going to load from a slot, and that's into R0, and then load from a slot into R1, and we're going to load D5, which is O Hydroponics, so we could replace that, I think. Let's just type this just so that you get the idea. So we're going to load from the hydroponics unit the plant growth and the plant quantity. There we go. And I will space this out again, because I think I want this space for clarity. Then we're just going to compare to 0 for the first one, and then do the same thing again. So we're going to basically store onto D5, we're going to say plant, and then whatever R3 is set to. So if this drops below 0, it's going to export 1, which is going to then say plant. And then it's going to look at the same thing to see if this is now, if 3 is less than the R0, which again is going to be the plant growth state. So 3 less than 4, it's going to store a 1, so then it'll tell it to harvest, and it'll go around again. And this will go through twice. So it'll go through once in the first half second, it'll go through again, missing this plant in the second, and then the third time it's going to hit plant because it will have -1 status at that point. So confirm, export, and let me just copy that because I'll put that into a paste bin for you guys. And I think I'll just go to library and create a new one. And we're going to call this automatic hydroponics. Confirm that. That is fine. And just in case you're wondering, I'm not going to use the workshop links just because I'm playing on a personal account. I would need to rebuy the game on the Gradister account if I did, but that's okay. And this should be fine now. Yeah, confirm, just export for that to finish off, which means I can probably get rid, well, if I can get rid of these now. We no longer need these slot readers. Clean that up. Nice and straightforward. And then I think, as long as I remember to reconnect this to D5, this is going to store onto, yeah, it's going to complain now, but let's just get my tools. There we go. And this can go right here. And then we just modify this a little bit. Just grab some of this. Oh, look at all that. That'd be really quite nice. Has this been cut off now? Probably has been, but that's okay. And let's just put this all back in. We want to have a junction there. And a corner. Straight piece, and then a junction, and the rest is just straight. There we go. So everything should be growing just fine, and we just need to replace that chip right into there. Turn it on, and then we need to go around. Yes, it's going to complain because this needs to be set to D5 again, which is going to be hard to get to. I'm going to have to remove this duct. Let's just get rid of that duct. Shoot even. And set this on D5. So automated hydroponics is on D5. Let's put this back in. And I may need to turn it on, off and back on again, as is traditional for computer chips. You're not liking it. Why aren't you liking it? We shouldn't need anything else other than D5 unless it's not able to sense it. Let's just make sure I'm connected to IC housing. It's the only thing on here, and export. And it's green. Good. So that is, or should be, now fixed. And it should fit within a 1x3 space. So you see it's just hanging out the edge here, but so is this side. So if we move this up a bit, it would fit within a 1x3. So however many of those you need for your room. If I was doing this again, obviously I've got a radiator row here. So you probably want a 4 length room that way, and then however many lines you want this way if you wanted to automate that. And what I might be tempted to do is have the output of this sort of over here by the radiator row, and then going out and into whatever system we want. You know, a vendor thing outside. Oh, is that finished? There it goes. And hopefully that's going to go around. Has it already happened? It's growing again, so it's at stage 1. So yeah, we are all working. And that means I can clear out this computer as well and reuse that later. We should have another few wheat. Great. So yeah, I'm pretty pleased with that now. That's probably about as optimal as you can get it. You could probably move this in by 1 by removing this row. Maybe even this row as well, but then you'd have to put the chip somewhere, and you maybe have to jam it under there. So yeah, you might be able to pull that in a little bit, but it would still be in 1x3. I think you still couldn't fit it in 1x2, unfortunately, unless you're really enterprising with vertical space or something like that. Maybe put the tank on top of this somewhere. But other than that, I'm pretty happy. Hopefully you guys are too. And if you have any further suggestions for how this can be improved, feel free to put them in the comments below. Otherwise, if you've liked, subscribe, share as you normally would with these episodes, or subscribe if you want to see more stuff like this. More than happy to, more than happy to see more watches, really. Otherwise, next episode, I think we're going to move on from automated hydroponics now. That's pretty much done. I will keep on monitoring this canister and let you know if that changes. But it's not going. It is actually increasing the O2, but not very much for each growth stage. So it's possible that it doesn't really do all that much until it hits, I don't know, until it hits stage 4. But because we're detecting stage 4 within half a second, it's never really getting much of a chance. And the fact it's only one plant versus the 5 or 8 that we could have before. So I could have another row and another row, and we can just move this cooking stuff out wherever we wanted to. And indeed, we could just have this chute work popping at the end here and completely out of this place if we wanted to. But I'm pretty happy. So we'll get some bits and pieces done next episode. I think next episode we're going to have a look at the whole cooling problem again and see if we can use, as I was sort of planning to do before we got to this automated hydroponics, set up our atmospheric tower up there. and then look at the excess gas that we have. So over here, if you have a look, it is going to try and cool using this, but we haven't got really all that much gas, and of course its temperature is pretty high by comparison. Is that the cold gas? Actually, where's that going? I'm gonna have to rip the floor up again, just in preparation, so you know where I'm going to be going. There we go. And let's put that away. Do I actually have enough coal gas? Am I just... Oh, I've just run out of batteries. I do need to check that though before signing off. I think I just want to make sure so you guys can actually suggest anything that you want to. Let's have a look. There we go. Oh, and that's one of the large battery types that I normally need for my backpack, but that's okay. Let's pop over here. So this is 2.7 MPa, and that's fine. So we do have enough coal gas at the moment. Yep. We just need to have this actually operate. What am I set to? But anyway, we'll get to it next episode, because I probably will rebuild this all into a computer program. It needs it, to be honest. That all this electronics is just using up a lot of power that it doesn't need to be. And then we can just have one chip. There it goes. It was actually cooling things. And of course, we do have these filters. Oh, falling through the floor again. Which is still fine. But we do actually need to get rid of, well, some kind of warning system for when filters are running low, at least. And then maybe the sort of recycling system for filters to get at least some of the minerals back that we've been using. So yeah, I think that's all ready to go with the next episode. And until then, guys, thanks a lot for watching.